Red button's pushed. We are recording.
We are recording.
Ready? Race car spelled backwards is still race car. This is the Race Car Spelled Backwards podcast. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Brad, and with me, as always, is Jamie, and this is Race Car Spelled Backwards, coming off our final championship race weekend at Phoenix Raceway. Jamie, how you doing? That's what you think about the race?
That's what I got.
That's it, huh?
Yep.
All right, good show, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
No, it's very uneventful race weekend, but we do want to start the show off. You know, everybody's probably heard by now, Ty Gibbs' father, Joe Gibbs' son, Coy Gibbs, passed away Saturday night in his sleep, and just want to give our condolences to the Gibbs family. Our thoughts and prayers go out to Ty, Heather, his mom, Joe, his Pat, the whole family. Thoughts and prayers go out to him. I hate that happened.
It's horrible. Been through it myself.
Highest of highs to the lowest of lows. It's just a heartbreaking situation. It was definitely not how any of us wanted to start the championship race day on Sunday. I actually think it kind of played out all day. You could just kind of tell, even in the broadcast booth, I mean, you could just tell.
It was kind of like a wet blanket.
Yeah.
And the race wasn't much of anything either.
Yeah, I mean, there was nothing exciting in the race to really kind of take your mind off the whole Coy Gibbs thing. So hate to wake up to that news. Thoughts, like I said, our thoughts and prayers go out to the whole family. We just pray that God will wrap them in his comfort and just be there with them as they go through this situation together as a family. And
lead Ty to be a better man, because he's got a lot of growing up to do without his dad there to show him the path.
Yeah, he's going to. Yeah, they were comparing this to like Dale Jr. losing his dad very publicly. I think that's probably a close comparison. Or Eric Jones went through it when he lost his dad. I think that, to me, that's probably a better comparison because Coy wasn't actually
wasn't on the track. Yeah.
But either way, I think that knowing Dale Jr. like we do, I think that he will probably reach out, and I'm sure he'll do whatever he can to help.
What a horrible contrast if you think about it, though. Just won the championship. I saw before I went to bed Saturday night the picture of Coach Coy, his mother Heather, and him standing in front of the trophy.
Yeah,
on the track before I went to sleep Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll release more information on what happened. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know that we really need to know.
I mean, he died in his sleep. He's 49. I mean, there's assumptions we can make, but
yeah,
we're not going to be right. And the outcome's the same no matter what.
Exactly.
He's dead.
So,
and
all we can really do is just offer our thoughts and prayers, and that's really it. I mean, you know, I wanted to rag on Ty really bad today, but I don't think I can.
We're going to have to wait till the
next season.
Yeah.
We'll pick up where we left off last week after Daytona.
When my dad died, I know that there's probably 3 months after he died. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I was just all the stuff I had to do, you know, taking care of my mother. Well, you grow up quick during that 3 months, and you can't believe.
You said you were in your 20s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Ty's 20 years old. I couldn't imagine. I mean,
he's early 20s, way more immature than, you know, I was in my mid to late 20s.
I mean, I think that he's probably got some idea what he's about to walk through, but just from being there when JD passed away, but I couldn't imagine. I don't wish this upon anybody.
No, and when JD passed away, he was probably thinking, well, at least it wasn't my dad. And now
I think they were prepared too. JD was sick.
Yeah.
So they knew something. They knew what was going on. I mean, Coy, apparently this was just a complete surprise way out of left field. So, like I said, thoughts and prayers go out to the whole family. We will continue to remember them and continue to be praying for them. So,
especially old Coach. I don't know if anybody has, well, yeah, you've heard. I grew up in Macon and Washington, D.C. So
Oh, yeah, he coached in Washington, D.C., not Washington State.
The Redskins. Am I allowed to say Redskins?
Yeah, well,
I'm going to say
I'm good with that.
Because I can't call them whatever they're called.
The Camadonians.
The Commodores?
Camels. No.
Commodores?
Camadonian.
Commanders.
Something like it. Commando.
They ought to be. Commando would be better.
I really don't.
I like the Washington.
I've never looked it up. I don't watch. So if you're wondering, I do not watch NFL. I know we have the Falcons in Atlanta, and Michael Vick used to fight dogs. That's about all I know. Actually, I know more than that about NFL. But actually, my favorite NFL team, I guess, would probably be the LA Rams because of their quarterback, Matthew Stafford.
From Georgia?
Come from Georgia, yeah. Go Dogs. If anybody out there is listening who's a Tennessee Volunteer fan, I am sorry. Y'all lost. And if you're an Alabama fan,
are you sorry?
Lost too. No, I'm actually – I thought the Tennessee-Georgia game would be a better game. I thought
Tennessee's not as good as we thought they were.
I think they are. I think Georgia's just better. I think Georgia showed up Saturday and played a game like they haven't played in a few weeks. You saw deep threats, and you haven't seen that in the last few weeks. But I guess as long as you show up when you have to show up, I'm not going to complain about them.
See, I was a big Georgia fan my whole life until they did not accept me to school.
Oh, I didn't even try because I knew I was not going to get in.
I was ignorant of the fact. But I got into Maryland, which, now I'm a big Maryland fan because they accepted me.
I basically graduated high school with 3 options. Art school, because they don't care if you can read or write or count at art school. The military, because they also didn't care if I could read or write.
Oh, no, they'll teach you to read and write if you don't.
Yeah,
no,
but
they're hardcore.
They weren't going to not accept me because I couldn't.
No, physical's the only thing you can't get.
Or my third option was, do you remember DeVry University? They used to advertise on TBS.
Didn't they get sued by the government because they were just a paper mill for printing degrees?
Something like that. I don't think it was legit college, but I was willing to go there to get a degree. To me, college is a complete way. I'm a salesman, and I had to have a 4-year college degree to be a salesman.
I went to tech school to pay for my 4-year degree and was an HVAC tech, and I probably would have been better off to just get 4 more years out in the field.
Probably. I mean, that 4-year degree cost me a lot of money, and I'll be paying on my student loan for a long time.
Cost me 7 years of my life, my 4-year degree. I did meet my wife year 5, so there is a benefit.
3-year freshman?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the show this week.
Can we even call it a race? I mean, Joey owned it.
I don't know. I'm going to talk about these Christmas gift ideas first, though.
Oh, yeah.
You good with that?
We can probably spend more time on this than on the race.
Well, this is the first item we actually have for the Race Car Spelled Backwards Christmas gift ideas.
Why is it this?
Is the boyfriend pillow. It's the intimate, romantic bedroom companion or partner.
Do you think they meant to make it look like
pillow.
A prison?
Well, I think it's just the color. So it comes in 8 different colors. It says, about this item, the original boyfriend pillow from Deluxe Comfort delivers exceptional buoyancy. Does that mean it floats?
Yeah.
And is a favorite
Save your life
those
too.
who love to sleep close to a masculine man's body. It looks like a pillow. I think I would just imagine a masculine man's body a little more rigid, muscular, not fluffy and rumpy like a pillow.
No, that's how I am.
So this is more like you then.
Yes.
So it says, his strong arm wraps gently around the neck of his partner, creating a feeling of closeness, comfort, and intimacy. It's the ideal choice for women that desire the feel of a strong but gentle man's embrace. Perhaps your partner travels on business often or works the opposite shift as you. Just spray the t-shirt cover with his preferred scent, and it's almost like he never left.
Ooh,
if you're recently going through a breakup, you know that few things are as difficult as getting used to sleeping alone again. With the loyal boyfriend pillow at your side, you don't have to worry. And it comes in 8 different colors. The shirts come in 8 different colors. So
my wife wouldn't need that because I don't like to be touched while I'm sleeping. And if she touches me, we're banging. I mean, we're just banging.
So she don't want the pillow. It don't even look comfortable. In this other picture, it shows a girl laying in its arm. It's just like a regular pillow with an arm.
She's cute. I don't think she needs that pillow.
Yeah, she's single, though.
She can just go hit a bar, probably get any guy she wants at.
Probably a real masculine man.
Yeah.
What I don't understand, it looks like a straight-up pillow, and you just sewed a creepy-looking arm on it, and then you wrapped it in half a shirt.
It looks like a
you think they cut
Sesame Street hand, doesn't it?
Yes.
Like Bert or Ernie's hand.
No, it's even creepier now.
Does that...
Do you want to cuddle with an Ernie?
Do the fingers vibrate?
Carrie Culp gave it a 1 out of 5. Said,
is that her in the picture?
No.
No?
This is not a quality item at all, and they refuse to refund my money. It is so poorly made, sewn, wrinkled, and barely has any stuffing. It does not look like the pictures on the site at all. Very disappointed. It came looking used and lumpy already. I'm so disappointed. I will never buy from this seller again, as they do not and behind their products. Then again, how can they possibly promote such shoddy workmanship? Don't get taken like I did. They do not refund your money. She's mad. She wrote that in all caps. She had like triple
That's
and
when
double
she realized the
punctuated.
fingers didn't vibrate. She was like, what the? How much is the dang thing?
$35.98.
Hey, you know what? That's cheaper than that weird pillow you wore on your head like an alien.
Yeah, that was like $75.
Yeah, at least it's not like she threw away $110.
Yeah, but that one had better reviews. All right, so one of the reviews actually attached a picture to it, and I couldn't get it to screenshot right.
Why couldn't they use a wrinkle-free shirt?
Like, legit, the pictures people were posting of this thing look nothing like the pictures on the site. Like, it looks like a coat.
Oh, jeez.
All right, so some lady, Noreen Kashida.
Poor Noreen.
I'm guessing that's how you pronounce her last name.
Sounds good to me.
Noreen T. Kashida gave it a 1 out of 5. Said it came dirty with a big oily spot. Had to wash 3 times to get it out. Kind of gross. I'm sorry. I wouldn't have washed it. I'd have thrown it away immediately. All right. Another Amazon customer who didn't want to leave their name said it's not cute at all. This product looked nothing like what it was advertised. The shirt was very wrinkled and looks more like morbid than cute.
I'm telling you, the model in there looks like that's got more than a hand going on in the picture.
Well, the model,
she looks very pleased with herself.
She's cute. And she looks happy to and it looks like a firm pillow that she's laying on. But from all the reviews I read, say it's not a lot of stuffing. The pictures that people were posting online of this thing, they didn't look like it came. It looked like somebody took a jacket, cut it in half, sewed it all up, and dumped in like a little hand pillow worth of stuffing. It was very frumpy looking.
She looks Russian. You think she could be Putin's daughter?
No.
You think I said Putin for every episode this year?
You'd have to be a wackadoodle about one of these things. All right, so are you a yes or a no on the boyfriend pillow, Jamie?
Well, I think it's multisexual.
Yeah, so you could have one if you wanted
could have it.
Well, I showed you a picture.
Name the gender.
I showed you the girlfriend pillow, which comes topless for some reason.
Those are very sketchy boobs, though.
Extremely. So I'm a no on this.
I'm a no. Right. I don't like to be touched when I'm sleeping.
We're both no's. The next item is the folding pedal mini exercise bike, portable foot pedal, desk bike, arm and leg pedal machine. Who comes up with these names? It's just like you threw a bunch of words in there.
Couldn't you just call it the porta pedal?
Yes. Instead, they call it the folding pedal mini exercise bike, portable foot pedal, desk bike, arm, and leg pedal machine.
I have a little experience with that one.
So it's quite stable, save your space, and easy to assemble. It is a great gift for anyone to exercise and relax your muscle. This mini exercise bike can exercise your leg/arm muscles and provide you with excellent aerobic exercise, which is specifically designed for the sedentary people and elderly. Well, your mom has one, so.
Well, she threw it out. She had both her knees replaced.
Yeah.
And on her own, she decided this would be helpful for her physical therapy. And her physical therapist said, throw it away.
It's garbage. It looks like garbage. I mean, it says keep healthy for elderly use.
Now, I think an elderly person can really hurt themselves on it. That's what the physical therapist told my mom.
So it's got this insulation over the sides, you see, on the pedals and the bars. Somebody said they put it on there because the bars get so hot.
Why would the bars get hot?
How fast do you have to
pedal?
How fast do you have to pedal to get this thing to heat up?
I think the wrong person got. Look at that dude pumping it on his desk.
Yeah. So the pictures we got. One lady's using her feet to pedal it, and one guy's using his hands to pedal it. This looks like a complete waste of money. It's a $35 product. It doesn't even look like it's worth $35. So one of the Amazon customers who didn't give their name gave it a 1 out of 5. If you want something that works properly, then avoid this. The mat to keep it from sliding is ineffective on tile, carpet, plastic, and cardboard. Who lives on cardboard? Why would you have a cardboard floor?
Maybe there's some, because you're in Los Angeles and you live on the sidewalk.
The homeless?
Yeah, with your tarp over your head.
So maybe this is a homeless exercise bike.
It could be.
This would fit in a cardboard box.
Maybe we should start a charity and start raising money for the homeless.
That's a good idea. Keep your homeless in shape. I mean, they walk a lot.
Yeah.
And they have to hold that cup in their hand all day for money. This keeps their arms, their forearms, their biceps, their triceps, their calves.
Well, I've seen at my exit off the interstate, there's this dude, he has this lawn chair.
So he could use this sitting in his lawn chair.
He could sit in his lawn chair with his I'm a vet and hungry sign.
So Daniel Donahue gave it a 1 out of 5 also and says it's a terrible gasoline smell. As soon as we opened the box, there was a terrible gasoline
be
smell
on this thing?
He said he aired the product out for days and the smell never went away. I think the problem was somebody tried to put gas in it because they couldn't get it to go.
Well, look, and it looks like a lady in this picture. It looks like she already injured a leg.
She did. That's when she got it.
They took a picture of it while she was getting injured.
Yeah, it was for rehab. Keith P. says not sturdy at all. It skips and sucks.
Don't like to go with the pillow. It skips and sucks.
Angie says it's unsteady. She's returning it because it's unsteady and jerking.
Oh, that should go with the pillow too. You should get this with the pillow.
Unsteady and jerking with a sticky rotation.
If you scroll down, does it show this and the pillow when it says people also buy with this?
No.
No, that's too bad.
Is
that Angie from Angie's List?
You think that's Angie using it in that picture?
Could be.
At least they shaved her legs before she took the picture.
It's spelled like the Angie in Angie's List.
Is there another way to spell Angie?
I don't know. I've never been to her list, either of you.
No. I've never known an Angie, though, that I can think of now that I think about it. Do you know an Angie?
I think I knew an Angie in first grade.
In first grade?
In Macon.
Yeah, I don't remember my first grade teacher, much less anybody in my class. All right, this next one.
I'll have to ask my mom if I knew an Angie.
This next one, Jamie has not seen the pictures of, and there's a reason. It is the high absorption.
What the hell?
Bad gas eliminators. Smell
you
and
put it in your butt? There's a picture of duct tape with it. What the hell?
It is a smell and sound charcoal pad.
Stick it in your bucket?
So it says about this item, gas relief. Imagine passing silent, pleasant smelling gas. Discreet zzz eliminates loud, smelly gas. Embarrassment. Comfortable and hypoallergenic. These soft flatulence neutralizers placed near the source of your bad gas eliminate up to 100% of stinky odor and farting sounds. Round,
it'll stop the sound too?
Fresh filters are effective for milder gas days.
Oh my God.
Our popular new 10 times the strength rectangular power gas absorbers
they got round ones
are
too.
For normal to bad gas days and are up to 10 times more effective on loud, smelly, clear the room gas.
Oh my God.
How to use. Simply tuck it in your bucket.
In England, they would say, stick it in your bum hole.
Normal to above gas elimination. So there's 3 different, I guess, strengths that come in one pack. So for normal to above normal gas elimination, you would fold the rectangular power gas absorber accordion style and tuck it into your buttocks against your anus. For my
Look, it's designed to protect the British from military chemical warfare. Oh my God. Military chemical warfare?
Yeah, this was designed to
And you can stick it up your butt?
This is, I guess, so the Russians couldn't eat any chemicals and fart them back out on you.
In your anal opening.
So for mild gas...
Does someone have a non-opening anal?
For mild gas elimination, you tuck a round, silently fresh filter snugly against or slightly in your anal opening.
It's kind of like leaving toilet paper up your ass.
For extreme gas elimination, you're going to tuck a round, silently fresh filter as a pre-filter slightly in your anal opening.
And that's going to stop the sound?
Next, you're going to position the power gas absorber folded accordingly style snug against the silently fresh filter.
You're plugging your butthole. That's what you're doing.
You're putting a charcoal filter up your butt.
You're plugging up your butt.
That's it.
You've created your own constipation. So what if you forget about it? You're going to crap it out. Is it flushable?
So it comes with tape.
Is it flushable?
No,
I'm not taping my anus.
It's not flushable.
Well, that's gross. That's horrible.
So
they need to make it flushable.
What you do, I think, is the round one is, I don't know, about the size of a baseball, about baseball size. It's 3 inches in diameter. Here, we've got the specs for you. The round one is 3 inches in diameter.
Hey, look, it's 7.62. If it was millimeter, it'd be a bullet.
Well, it says it's about as thick as a quarter. The round one, the silently fresh filter,
it's thicker than toilet paper. That's got to be uncomfortable.
But for bad fart days, you would have to put 2 of these on. So that's the size of 3/4. So you got a 4-inch by 3-inch rectangular pad that's called the power gas absorber. And then you have the 3-inch diameter round pad that's called the silently fresh filter. So for those really bad days, you stick this 3-inch pad up your bunghole.
I get annoyed with a dingleberry. I'll go back to the bathroom and put some toilet paper on my hand and get rid of the dingleberry because it makes my anus uncomfortable. And I'm going to stick this. You
stick this one in your anus. And this one up
sound deadening, well scented, fucking, excuse me, filter in my butthole.
Yeah, you have to stick it in your butthole for it to work. It says it will.
Why can't you just take the?
It will remove 200 to 400% of the.
So does it change color if you fart too much? Like I know onions make me fart.
These are one-day use things.
Onions and garlic. I think you're going to have to use it more than... If I had garlic, I'd have to double dip.
These things are... These reviews...
Who came up with this crap?
I've read these reviews for an hour and a half, and I only picked 3. So...
Why wouldn't I just buy... I mean, look, I'm sorry if I offend you guys, but couldn't I just buy a dishwasher-safe butt plug and not...
Well, then
I can wash it when I sleep.
Why are you going to get...
Well, I can pull it out.
No, but this here allows the fart to come through and it...
Do you think you're going to fart around a butt plug? Or do you think I'll shoot a missile across the room because too much pressure built up?
I want to know why we weren't wearing these during COVID.
In our butts?
Yeah.
Probably because...
No, not in our butts, in our face.
It should be in your butts because... What if you had COVID and farted? Didn't you just spread COVID all over the place?
It was only in China.
Dirty COVID.
It was only in China where they did the butt swabs.
That would have been called poo COVID-19.
Poo 19.
Now, here's my other confusion. We get these new variants. Why can't we put another year on COVID? Why can't it be COVID 22?
Because we just like OG COVID.
Why?
Because that was the first one.
Let's go 1.0, 2.0 then.
It is COVID 19.0.
I just looked up butt plugs on Amazon. They sell them. They sell them.
So these are, you can get a 30 pack of these for $15.
If I farted to the extent that I needed this crap right here, I don't think I'd leave the house.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, this is for constantly farting.
These were designed to fight chemical warfare for the British. And instead of fighting chemical warfare, we're fighting farts. But the fact that you have
to put it over your mouth and survive mustard gas in World War I.
Yeah.
With this.
Or you can stick it up.
You don't want to put that in your face.
Or you can stick it up your butt. And
did any review say this came oily and dirty?
Oh, God. So Fran gave it a 1 out of 5. Bought 2 packs.
Why? Why would you do 2?
It does not work and cannot return the...
Fran's got some serious farting problems.
You can't return it once you use it either. So it did not eliminate any gas odor. She followed the directions, tried different placements, and still did not work. Disappointed they did not work, and even more disappointed that I bought 2 packs because of the good reviews. I read the good reviews. The good reviews weren't even that good.
Look at that. She recently bought it. That's September 25, 2022.
I know. So
Fran, buy a butt plug. They sell them on Amazon, Fran.
One of the guys in the review guys said he just uses his wife's pads for that time of the month pads. And,
oh my goodness!
He says
he
those
farts
work
that much.
He says those work by eliminating the smell.
Or does he have some?
He said he only did it on traveling when he's traveling with his wife in the car.
I think he's got more problems than just farting.
We're going to Charlotte on Wednesday. I'm not sticking anything in my butt to neutralize the odor of my farts.
I got power windows.
Yeah, we'll roll the windows down in the Prius. We're not using these for the Cannonball Run.
I can't believe someone came up with this.
All right, look, so this guy here,
discreets. That's not very discreet.
That's the name of it.
You got to duct tape it, dude.
So this guy here, this Amazon customer didn't want to give his name, but he was given this for free to do a review over it. So he said, "Someone is laughing right now all the way to the bank. Try cutting a piece of paper and shoving it between your butt cheeks. That's about as comfortable as these feel. You have to use lotion or something on the pads." I guess that's to get them in the anus. You got to use lotion to get them in the anus.
Look, he's doing.
If you go to the restroom, you have to worry about falling out of your butt into the toilet if you forget to take them off before sitting. The pad comes with tape if you want to tape these onto your butt. There are actually 2 types of pads in this package, which we've discussed. You have the Silently Fresh filter and the Power Gas Absorber. So, for people who really need extra help, they include charcoal filters that you jam into the butt cheeks behind the standard pad. They only give you 2 of those. What is anyone supposed to do with 2? Reuse them? Anyway, we're supposed to accordion style fold those. I suppose it would work just as well to stuff
it's
wads
like an air conditioner filter that's pleated. It's got more surface area.
That's exactly what I thought of when I saw this.
Just go to Lowe's and get the filter, a pleated filter, and cut out a square and shove it up your butt. They got a scented one made by 3M.
This guy says he supposes it would be just as well to stuff a wad of toilet paper up your butt. I would certainly like to do that to the maker of this product. What's that? Charzelle?
I sharded myself?
Maybe Sharded Zell gave it a 1 out of 5. Doesn't work like you think. I never thought this would work at all. Nothing about this made me think it would work. Said this does not work. If you move or shift in any way, it moves too. Plus, there's just no way you can sleep with something like this in your nether regions. It's not comfortable. It's itchy. She went to sleep with this thing shoved up her butthole.
No, she didn't go to sleep. She sat there wondering why her butt itches.
Duh. I mean, you literally have a air conditioner filter shoved up your butt.
Charzelle, you should have done it anonymously.
Yeah, I wouldn't have given my name Charzelle.
No, because every Charzelle in America, all 3 of you are going, it's not me.
So are you a yes or a no?
I mean, it looks like none of these people bought it as a gag gift, but I think it's a great gag gift. How much is it?
It's like $15 for a 30-pack.
All right, I would give this to someone as a gag.
So that's actually how I found this, because they have odor neutralizing gag gifts, right? And I found this because this is serious. Like, this is,
I know.
It says numerous times on the product page, this is not a joke. They are dead serious. This
look, here's their exit plan if you say it didn't work. Up to 100% effective.
It says in the other one, 2 to 400% effective.
Could be 0 to a. That's if you have to double it up. That's a lot of paper in your ass.
Well, wouldn't you just leave the toilet paper there when you get done wiping? Wouldn't that be cheaper?
Well, that's pretty disgusting. But you could probably use that to scrub the dingleberries off your rectum.
It doesn't. It looks like a Brillo pad, or
not, or a woman's pad without wings.
Okay, that's what that guy said. He uses the wings to hold it into his underwear. He says they even have better smelling.
Why would he even say this?
Look,
stop, people.
I've been farting since I was born, and I've never thought.
Have you been to the point where you're like,
no,
I need to filter my poops?
No. I mean, it's like, no, there's nothing about this that's a good.
Carhartt makes a very thick.
I would divorce my wife if she told me I had to start shoving charcoal filters up my butthole. It's just not going to happen. I am a hard no on this product.
You can change your diet if you have fart problems.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
You don't shove a charcoal filter up your butthole.
There was an Indian restaurant I went to. They wished I
charcoal filter.
No, the family wished I had this, but I don't think I would. Can't you?
You
just
might as well stick a tampon up your butt versus using one of these.
I'd have to use the tape because I use boxers, not briefs. It won't hold it up there.
So what you do? One reviewer said,
I'd get a butt plug.
One reviewer said what you do, and he says it takes 2 people to put on.
Oh God!
So
is that a butt plug?
So I'm reading this guy's review or what he had to say about it, and you put the accordion style together into your butt cheeks, and then you tape your butt cheeks up. Duct tape them.
Well, couldn't you
top
just
to bottom.
duct tape your butt cheeks to begin
wouldn't
with?
that hold the air in?
I don't know.
So eventually you'd blow a tape. And you'd look like Chase Briscoe out there with duct tape flying behind you.
If I'm ripping some nasties,
I'm just staying home.
I want some noise.
I'm staying home.
I want a good one.
Well, I guess if on the plus side of these,
my house is big enough I can go to another room and sit by myself.
Like you said, at a certain age, you never trust a fart, right?
Right.
So these discreet pads.
Or after an Indian restaurant or a Chinese restaurant or a Waffle House after 3 a.m.
True. So you take this discreets pad, don't trust a fart. That's okay. You get a little shard. You just take your discreet, wipe with it, pull it out, throw it away. But wouldn't it be easier to wear Depends?
Yeah. Well, it's probably cheaper, too.
Probably cheap. You could probably get a whole box of
Depends.
Depends.
Are probably scented.
Are they?
I don't know.
I've never looked, but
I got to go to the grocery store.
I need to look. When you go to the grocery store.
Depends in with the diaper section?
Probably. Go look and see if they have discreets odor neutralizing pads when you're there.
Yeah, and then we'll do a little update.
They might have like a Walgreens knockoff brand.
Yeah. Well, we're going to take 2-week break after this episode, people. So it'll be after Thanksgiving. We'll give you a little update
on the discreets odor pads. Jamie's going to see if he can find some at the store, not on Amazon.
No, I'm just going to go buy that scented 3M filter for your AC.
Just wrap it around.
Well, couldn't you just already pleated?
Couldn't you just make underwear?
I'll cut a square out and shove it up my ass.
Couldn't you just make underwear with charcoal infused?
Well, you brought this up at the perfect time. You can order this, and what's Friday after Thanksgiving? It's fart day. Because you ate
Friday
all freaking day, and it's fart day.
You know what? We should contact Dale Jr. for filter time.
Oh,
they could add these.
Yeah,
these are fart filters. Like they've got
a subscription.
They've got your HVAC system covered at filter time, but do they have your stinky farts covered? I don't think so. And
isn't that indoor air quality as well?
Yes. So this is like a pre-filter filter. This filters your flatulence before it makes it to your home's filter.
And then spreads throughout the house because it's just going to take it into your air handler and blow it throughout every room.
I wonder if you can take this and put it under the door of the bathroom and prevent the smell of poop from coming out of the bathroom when somebody's pooping.
We could suggest this to our employer?
Does he need one?
No, not. Oh. I mean the corporation.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Maybe it's something we could look into.
Yeah,
maybe it's a market that's completely untapped.
Well, we could remember we went to Tanner, has all those filters he's trying to get rid of.
Oh, yeah, he's got to write them off because they're old.
All we have to do is cut them into 4-inch squares, and we can sell our own. We can make a pack of 5 and sell them for $3.
We could probably put them in some kind of frame that will go up your butt.
We could already pre-roll them.
Yeah. Pre-rolled
butt filters.
Charcoal filters.
Anal filters. No, I'm a no on this one.
I don't know. I think I might give it to some relatives for Christmas.
So you're buying some.
But not seriously.
So you're a yes.
I'm a gag gift. I'm not serious.
I'm just going to put you down for a yes.
Put me down for yes.
And I'm a no. What about
I'm going to order something tonight.
What about on the pedal bike? I didn't ask that question.
It's a no.
Yeah, me too.
I've actually experienced that. That and the colorful head umbrella you did last week.
Yeah, I didn't buy one of them either. I didn't get you the book because you were adamant you weren't going to read it, or the pamphlet.
My nuts aren't that low yet.
Yeah, but it's a prerequisite.
But people said it wasn't funny.
I know, but I just thought maybe it would prepare you for gravity.
I'm actually after that review, I'm thinking of writing my own book. Things my dad didn't live long enough to tell me. It's kind of long, though, isn't it?
Probably. His book is only 10 pages. Are you going to be able to fit yours in less than 10?
Might be like 300.
You could write a 300-page book?
No, it sounds like a challenge.
If I was going to write a book, I would leave the misspelled words and the bad pronunciation and all that in there.
Well, that's
that way people like me and you can read it.
Well, that's like when
because some of these words I look
Mark Twain, they said wrote phonetically, so we'd just be writing phonetically.
Yeah, phonetically.
And they,
that's a good way of saying
famous
stupid
by spelling incorrectly.
That's a good way of saying stupid. So
yeah,
we're no different than Mark Twain. I gotta tell my wife.
We haven't published anything.
Tell my wife I'm as smart as Mark Twain.
What's the name of our media company? Now that we make a penny an episode,
Backwards Media.
Ass Backwards Media. How about that?
Media Backwards.
We could use that as our logo.
Discreets Media Backwards.
Media butt pad.
Cleaning up your crap. Discreets.
I like the circle one better than the
I like the names of them, like
Power Gas Absorber.
Silently Fresh.
That sounds like it was in a Gen 2 car. The Power Gas Absorber.
I bet that did go on the Gen. This might. This might have prevented the cars from catching on fire.
Or you could put it in the rear bumper.
If you shove this up your rocker box, it'll keep rubber from building up, and you won't catch on fire.
What about your rear bumper? Maybe you wouldn't get
You can shove it up your rear bumper, too, and it keeps the exhaust fumes from coming out.
You can put it on that horseshoe pad around your neck that the Hans device plugs in.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to do you any good. I don't think it's... Well, it does say absorbing.
You think Noah Grefson farts when he pukes? He might need this.
It might. I don't think he's puking anymore, though. He's here lately. He's been doing pretty good.
I didn't do good last week.
He figured out how to hold the puke in.
Didn't do that good last week. He came close.
Oh, real close. All right, so speaking of Phoenix, let's jump into the racing segment of the show.
Oh, yeah, we're a race podcast, aren't we?
Yeah, a section of our podcast is racing. I think we have kind of exited the race podcast spectrum.
Well, that's thanks to the second-gen car.
Yeah. Well, we just have so much other stuff to talk about, like discreets, odor-absorbing fart pads. I mean... If we wouldn't have gotten off racing a little bit, our listeners would never know about Silently Fresh filters or the Power Gas Absorber. Doesn't that Power Gas Absorber sounds like something off Back to the Future?
Yes.
Like the flux capacitor was connected to the Power Gas Absorber connected to the Silently Fresh filter.
Speaking of Back to the Future, I passed myself coming here.
I saw that. But you didn't have
I didn't actually see myself in the car.
A trailer hitch on the other one.
No, I did not.
No, it was pre-trailer hitch.
What if they were from the future and they removed it?
Or they were from the past before you put it on.
That could be.
I saw a really cool Back to the Future tattoo yesterday.
I've watched Back to the Future over the weekend. I think it was on TNT. Huh. Why is your soda squeaking like a mouse if the top's not on all the way? Yeah.
That is the weirdest thing.
You got to seal that crown cork.
Fixed. I need a Silently Fresh filter. if I would have shoved a power gas absorber down the top of my...
Wasn't carbon a gas? That was carbon because it's carbonated, leaking out. You might have needed the power gas absorber.
I might need both of them.
Yeah, both ends.
Shove one down it and one over the top.
Does it absorb urine too? Can I put it on both ends?
Is it like a pee pad?
Okay.
You can wrap it around one end and shove it up the other end. I don't think it's going to help the one end, though. You wrap it around. All right, so the Jeff Gluck, was Phoenix a good race poll? 29% says yes, 71 said no. I haven't looked to see what that was this morning.
Oh, Jill.
Jill.
What do I vote on, Jill?
Jill, what did we just watch?
Are we going to vote for a good race, Jill?
So we asked Trump. He knows. He knows all the answers.
Hey, Jill, look, they started making the shoes for the wrong foot.
Dude, I had a dream the other night that Donald Trump and Joe Biden were the two characters in that movie Step Brothers. I just think that would be hilarious to do a remake of that movie and throw Biden and Trump in it.
On a serious note, folks.
I am being serious.
The 11th is Veterans Day.
Tomorrow's Elections Day.
Tomorrow is the day you can exercise your right to vote in appreciation of veterans because they fought for you to have that right.
We did a Veterans Day pancake breakfast Saturday morning at church. I got up, took my son, my daughters. We all went down and cooked 400 and something pancakes for veterans on Saturday morning.
After our freedoms, the next important thing are those people that have fought for those freedoms.
Yeah, so we are, I'm looking at the poll again. We're now at 72% said no, it was not a good race. Mm-hmm. And 28% said yes. So
it sucked.
I would like to meet the 28% of, you know what? 28% are probably Joey Logano fans.
I don't think he's got that many fans. Ford people.
Yeah.
And Joey Logano.
Ford and Joey Logano fans, and just people who are blind.
People rent trucks from Penske, too.
You think blind, deaf people watch the race? I bet it's a good
You could
race.
have one, but not the other.
So you can have blind?
You can't be both. You can't be Helen Keller.
So
you got to either see it or you got to hear it. You can't not see it and not hear it. How are you going to know what's going on?
I don't know what's going on anyway when I watch Fox. Fox is like being blind.
Well, the recap we watched before the race, if you deduct the 3 minutes of intros, was 8 minutes long.
And then you had a minute. Well, it's the 3 minutes of Joey Logano interviews at the end, and then the minute of intros, the driver intros it shows. So yeah, about 7 minutes of entertainment that came out. I wouldn't even say that. They showed the start of the race, each restart, and the end of each stage.
There was not a championship race this weekend where the person I wanted to win won.
It just kind
or even the other drivers I'm kind of meh. The ones I did not like won.
Yeah. Every single series.
Yeah.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, which is how we like to do it on this show, I gave it a 2.5, and that was because the restarts were exciting for about a lap and a half. So I figured there was at least 7 good laps out of the whole race. So I gave it a 2.5. I'm
going straight up 2 because I paused the race in the middle, went to YouTube and watched Australian supercars at Bathurst, the Bathurst 1000.
I did watch some.
Dude.
I Googled supercars and watched just some clips of it.
They're insane.
Dudes are crazy.
What the heck, dude? There's not a boring moment.
I think we should talk about that on the show when we come back in 2 weeks. After Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we got a whole season of super cars that we...
They're just now getting started.
What was that? Marcus Ambrose? Yeah. I don't know how he didn't do better in NASCAR.
Does he race in the supercars
He
now?
started in that before he came to the U.S. to do NASCAR.
I mean, Dale Jr. and those guys talk about when they went over to Australia that time.
Those dudes are nuts.
How much fun they had racing in the supercars. So we know it must be fun.
I mean, I waited till, late, and I started the race. Our American race. I'm ashamed of our product after watching supercars.
So last weekend we had the move of the decade with Ross Chastain slinging it around turns 3 and 4 at Martinsville, wide open to make it into the final round of the playoffs. This weekend I just feel like we missed a huge opportunity as NASCAR by putting the product that we put on the track this weekend.
Phoenix is not the championship venue.
Dude, millions and hundreds of millions of people watched the replay of the Ross Chastain move. How many of those you think turned in this weekend to check it out? Like, hey, this NASCAR thing might not be that bad. Well, if this is the stuff we're getting, Ross Chastain.
What I see, 202 million views of his last lap.
Yeah.
It sure didn't. The product we put on the track yesterday did not bring anyone to NASCAR.
And if they did come, they left. They didn't stay.
They went to a football game.
They fell asleep or got mad.
To be honest with you, they should have run the race at night when there's only one football game going on, because I got an NFL ticket. I had multiple choices.
Day, night, it wasn't going to make this race any better. They could have run this race at 2 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't going to improve it.
Well, I thought the Xfinity race was okay, but it was better.
Yeah. I would have given it a 4.
I mean, I think Xfinity was the series this year.
So Joey Logano goes out at Phoenix and wins the pole. He dominates pretty much the whole race. He led 187 laps.
Cred to his team. They were awesome.
He only let one other playoff driver get ahead of him for one total lap all day. Goes out and wins the race. He's now a 2-time champion, Joey Logano. Oh. I know, man. It sucks. Like, to me, the season hasn't been great. Honestly, it hasn't been bad.
It's mediocre.
It's been, average. It's like right in the middle. We're going to grade the season at the end, so make sure you hang around for that. But
here's my problem.
Cap it off with a Joey win. It's just,
And that was the worst of the winners of all 3 series.
It's the worst of the drivers of all 3 series.
Yeah.
There's not a driver I dislike more than Joey Logano. Ty, but he also won a championship, so it's like we're just striking out. And then you had...
But we got hope for Ty. He's 20 years old. He might figure it out.
He had Zane win the truck. Zane Smiths won the truck race and the truck championship. But see, Ty and Zane dominated. They both won all stages, and they both won the race.
And, Zane, if you ever listen to this, forgive me. But you're like my Denny Hamlin now, because I couldn't stand Denny until I met him personally.
So you don't like Zane?
I like Denny now, but Zane... From seeing him on TV, it's like he's like, dude, what's up, man?
He's just like
I'm a surfer dick, man.
Like a douchebag.
I'm totally DB.
Yeah, completely.
Hey, what's up, man?
Like he's completely LB'd. Completely. Just
LB'd or DB'd?
Both. I mean, he's just double timing it. No, I don't know. It's something about his responses. I don't know, man. I didn't.
And Noah Gragson, he has kind of the same demeanor, but I like him because he's got a sense of humor.
Oh, I love Noah. Noah is going to be my driver starting next season.
Oh, no, he's my driver too.
Like Noah, I told you
I'm petty GMS.
Yeah, I'm 100%.
I'm buying merch for next year.
I think I'm just going to stick with the team. I don't know, man. I really like Noah, but I like Eric Jones too. But I really like Noah's personality.
I like Jimmy Johnson because he.
I do too.
And we didn't. Well, it was 20-some freaking degrees when we went to the 24-hour, and they kind of probably because of COVID, we had less access to the garage than you normally do at IMSA.
I think we'll probably have a lot of access.
Jimmy's like, I didn't like Jimmy till I met him at IMSA. 24 hours, and the dude is got an amazing personality. He's a super nice guy, and when he talks to you, even if it's for 2 or 3 minutes, you feel like you're the only person there.
It's meaningful.
Yes,
I mean he means what he says, and he says what he means.
And Denny was the same way with me.
Super
Changed
nice guy.
My opinion of Denny.
Yeah, we can like the person and dislike the driver.
Yeah.
I mean, just like Ty Gibbs. I do not like Ty Gibbs as a driver.
So we don't know.
I mean, Noah Gragson says he used to be a cool kid. He's kind of still a kid, but Noah called him a douchebag too.
Well, his grandfather has that gift when we were at the 600.
Oh, yeah, about making you like him?
Yeah, I said, hey, coach.
Yeah,
when I was a kid, I lived in D.C. and went to your football games. And he shook my hand and then kind of half hugged me. And I'm like, oh, I wish my dad was around to see this.
Yeah, I mean, I've met Joe Gibbs numerous times, and he's always been super nice. So we probably would like Ty if we met him.
Right, yeah.
We liked Denny after we met him, so the chances of us liking Ty are pretty good. Now, the chances of us ever liking Joey Logano are probably slim to none.
Yeah, but he had his posse at the race.
I don't want to get to know Joey Logano as a person because I
don't want to
I
like him.
despise him as a driver. So I don't want to start liking him even the slightest bit as a driver.
And my hopes and dreams are that Ty does not turn into Joey.
What do you mean by that? Elaborate.
Just continues doing what he was doing.
Oh, and keeps acting like a douchebag?
Yeah.
Yeah. That goober laugh. Like, oh, man.
And I don't know what Ty laughed.
Did you watch the interviews and stuff after the race, post-race with Joey?
No.
Yeah, I had it on mute. I'll just say that. I muted it because I'll be honest, I did want to see Hudson, his son, get to celebrate that championship with him.
I saw him in the car with his dad. I mean,
I hated that.
But Joey, great that he's a family. You know what? Great.
I mean, that's why I didn't want to listen to the interview, though. That's why I muted it. Because I happened to, when Kyle Busch broke his legs, came back, won the championship that year, and after he went into Homestead, won the Homestead race in the championship, and got into victory lane with Brexton, my whole opinion of Kyle changed.
Hey, you tear up a little bit.
Yeah, I saw Kyle Busch, the father, not Kyle Busch, the driver. And honestly, my feelings for Kyle Busch to this day are because of that. I despised Kyle Busch up until that moment. And it was hard for me to hate him after that.
Denny in the last year has shown us his family life with his daughters.
Yeah.
Which he's never done before.
He was super nice to us and had no reason to be nice to us.
None.
He didn't know us.
Well, I started the conversation with him. I hated you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you did.
I said.
You told him you hated him.
We had a conversation. I said, hey, man, I'm just going to be honest with you. I hated you up until this moment. And he just kind of, I guess I got a new friend.
Yeah. I mean, that's
you
what
do,
I mean.
dude.
I
got one.
Buddy on Twitter I talked to, Chaos, he was telling me, he's the same way. He likes Denny, the owner, but hates Denny, the driver. And I agree with that 1,000%. I do not like Denny, the driver, but I like Denny, the owner. I like Denny, the person. I like Kyle Busch, the owner, Kyle Busch, the person. I don't know that I dislike Kyle Busch, the driver. I'll let you know next year because here's Kyle going to RCR next year. I expect to see him win races. Tyler Reddick went out in an RCR equipment and won 2 races. So I think Kyle is as talented as Reddick.
I think Reddick is where Kyle was when he was in his early 20s.
Reddick's going to put a hurting on the field.
I think Reddick's going to win a championship in the next 5 years.
Chase Elliott wrecks out yesterday. I like Chase as a Georgia boy.
I'm turning on Chase.
That was him. That was 100% his fault.
He has no personality.
Oh, no. But Chase hadn't had a personality since day one.
His dad has one?
Kinda.
Was it just because I was a young kid and loved McDonald's and his dad drove the McDonald's car and was from Georgia?
His dad's got a personality as far as just a good old boy. Like Dale Jr. type of personality, right? Just a good old boy.
Chase doesn't have good old boy.
No, Chase don't have anything. He's kind of vanilla. He
doesn't even answer questions when they ask him.
He's very vanilla.
He's got his answers before the question's asked, and he's going to answer what he's practiced. He's not going to answer the question.
Yeah. Well, he even came over the radio, and his team even, I don't understand this. Like, he came over the radio, he's like, what did I do wrong?
He didn't win?
You cut down across Ross's nose is what you did wrong.
You did.
You were not clear.
Or was I didn't hear the radio chatter. Did his spotter tell him he wasn't clear?
His spotter and his crew chief basically threw the blame on Ross. We're really lucky that Chase didn't wreck Ross later in the race for retaliation. And I think if Chase would have done it, he'd have felt bad about it when he got out of the car and watched the replay and be like, dang, I just took him out and it was my fault.
My whole life, I thought the rule was if you're on the inside and have any part of your car past the car on your outside, you own that lane, right?
Yeah, yes. Well, obviously Ross was there because when Chase turned left,
he wouldn't have turned that way.
He spun out.
Yeah.
It wrecked him.
So this is the one wreck I'm not blaming on Ross.
So Christopher Bell had a legit shot. I think Christopher Bell had a fast car.
His crew screwed him over.
Okay, so when I put these notes together, I was kind of pissed.
What do you have, a 14-second pit stop?
His crew member,
20.
20 seconds.
Yeah, that screwed him.
To everybody else's 10. But his crew member got his finger caught in the gun.
Ow, that hurt.
Yeah. So it's just an unfortunate event. It's an accident. If it would have been...
You know what, though? With Coy dying, I don't think any of them were 100%.
I don't either. I think that shook the
All
whole
his drivers
joke
cried.
in. Yes. Yeah, well, he was a COO.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
all of them.
He obviously had... Dude, when they showed pre-race, they showed Samantha and Kyle during the invocation and the flyover and the anthem. They showed them standing there just bawling their eyes out. I choked up. I teared up. I don't do good seeing grown men cry. Not for something like, hey, if you'd have kicked him in the nuts and he'd cried, it wouldn't make me emotional. But him crying because Coy died, yeah.
Your stomach would hurt, though.
That got me.
Yeah.
My stomach, yeah, if you kicked Kyle Busch in the nuts on pre-race, that would probably make my stomach hurt, too. I agree with that.
All the bad things I wanted to say about Ty today, I'm not saying.
No, I can't.
That is horrible. Would not wish it on anyone.
Well, Ross Chastain gave up a good fight at the end. He at least made it interesting. But I just don't... Even if Ross caught Joey, Ryan was not going to let Ross by.
You know, Joey winning that race early gave him all the time in the world to prepare for this.
All they did... For 2 weeks, all they did was try
on this.
Yes, and try not to get any pit road penalties. Nobody needs to be suspended. Tires are on good. We're not going to have a rolling wheel.
You know, as much as I dislike Joey, they earned it. Just stop laughing, Joey.
So the Xfinity Series Championship, in my opinion, comes down to lap cars. The number 13 of Dawson Cram, who... Somebody should
cram that butt pad.
No, they should cram the car up his butt because in the last 12 laps, he got lapped twice. Like, Noah would have, I think it would have been a better race without Dawson Cram in it because Noah would have been able to get to Ty and actually give him a race.
Here's my problem. Do you think Dale Jr.'s orders...
Yes. Ruined Saturday's race.
Ruined the race.
Ruined the whole race.
Because there were plenty of opportunities to wreck Ty.
You got Josh Berry who's mad at Ty. You got Justin Allgaier who's mad at Ty. You got Sam Mayer who has nothing to lose
on his
Ty
back bumper
all day.
And they didn't wreck him.
Because of Dale Jr. Look, for once, I'm throwing shade at Dale.
Yeah.
Stay out of it, dude.
Let him race, Dale.
He likes to talk on his show all the time how I don't get involved. The heck you don't. You got involved.
Yep.
You ruined the Xfinity Series Championship race by telling your drivers to go out there and play nice.
Lay off.
Do what you haven't done all year.
What they were doing was not racing.
I don't think Dale should have a say in it. He should not get involved. I mean, he can have, obviously it's his race.
If it was any other race and any other driver, that monster car would have been moved over.
Oh, no doubt. And should have been.
So we went from one extreme to the other.
Well, Brad Keselowski just keeps the streak alive of Ford's catching on fire. Really, I think
who would have thought a Ford would have won the championship?
And it didn't catch on fire.
Well, Chevy won the actual, what do they call it in F1? Chevrolet won the Constructor Cup. Manufacturers, we call it America.
Okay.
America. Manufacturers.
Hey, Jimmy Johnson's now part owner of Petty GMS. You think they'll change the name?
I don't care. Jimmy's there.
Richard Petty basically said he's 85 years old. He doesn't have much time left, and he wants Jimmy to take it all over.
I want Jimmy to take it all over, too.
I mean, I'm good with that. Can we?
And one thing about Jimmy and even Jeff Gordon.
Can we make him an honorary Petty?
Let's make him an honorary host of Race Car Spelled Backwards.
Yeah, Jimmy, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on the show.
You're an honorary host at any point.
Maybe you should reach out.
You could call us.
Just reach out. You got our email.
Oh, we could DM them our phone numbers.
Or you can just email Jamie.
Yeah. I don't have a password yet.
You don't need the password. I'll forward it to you.
Okay.
I don't know the password either. I'm going to have to reset it to give to you. I don't remember what I put down.
All right, just DM us on our...
Yeah, hit us up on Twitter. It's easier.
Until Elon takes that away.
Hey, he might. So Jimmy's he's going to attempt to qualify for the Daytona 500, which I'm pretty confident he'll make his way in.
Is he running at the 24 hours again?
I don't know. Nobody's really been announced for that.
Have you looked at the calendar for our Cannonball run?
Yeah.
Thinking
February 5th.
that's what I'm thinking, February.
Well, that's the only
opening.
Yeah, we're pretty much.
Then we could be home by Valentine's Day for our spouses.
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about that.
Well, if it takes us that long, we should have never done it.
Well, isn't that Daytona 500 weekend? No, that's the Clash is the 5th. And then there's a week off.
Well, maybe we should leave like the 2nd.
Well, the Clash is the 5th, so we'll leave on the 6th.
Oh, I was thinking leave before the Clash.
Yeah, we'll never make it to New York and there in time.
Get to the Clash.
I got something going on the 5th I can't miss.
Oh, jeez.
So we have to leave on the 6th. We'll never make it to the Clash.
How do you know?
If we bought tickets and the Prius broke down in Arizona, I'd be pissed.
It's a Toyota.
You're taking the title
It
because you
has
don't think it's going to make it.
brand new 89,000 mile fuel pump on it.
A brand new used. It has a brand new used fuel pump in it. We ought to make it all the way. All right, so Kyle Busch ran his last race after 15 years with Joe Gibbs, 15 years with M&Ms on the car.
That's kind of sad, too.
Yeah, it kind of sucked because you didn't get a whole lot of press on it. Like when Dale Jr. ran his last, I know Dale Jr.
I can't
retired.
believe Mars is leaving.
Well, I mean, his daughter took over and she doesn't see the value in it.
Well, guess what? I'm not eating anymore.
Mars?
M&M's, peanuts.
I don't eat M&Ms anyway. I don't like them.
Well, I didn't either, but
We could have said that.
don't really like candy.
I don't either, so it doesn't really matter to me either
Trying to
way.
think of a Mars product I like.
They make dog food. I mean, I know you don't like that, but your dog
I don't
might.
eat that.
Your dog probably likes it. Your dog probably has Mars branded dog food. Ripken.
Yeah, he might. I'll have to look at the label. What else do they make at Mars?
Dog food and candy.
Just candy?
And dog food.
They don't make potato
They
chips?
probably make Vienna sausage. I think
I like Vienna beef hot dogs. They're good.
you like Vienna sausages in a can.
No.
You like potted meat on a cracker.
Nope. I don't
weird.
like Spam either.
Nah. Well, Spam's the only meat that comes with a dessert. You get the Jell-O for free.
We don't even know what's in Spam, do we?
It's whatever's left over after they make the Vienna
The hot
sausage.
dogs and the sausages?
Well, so they make the hot dog. What's left over, they make the Vienna. Whatever's left over from that, they make the potted meat. What's left over from that, they make Spam. And what's left over from that, they make jelly that they put on top of the Spam.
Do you know the people that own them now own Planters peanuts, which I do eat.
So now there's basically Spam in your peanuts.
Oh, I hope not.
I think there is. Do they taste different?
I think they improved the flavor.
Of the Spam or the peanuts?
Probably got some Spam in there.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I've had Spam. I'm sure I have at some point. I've attempted to try it. Meat just shouldn't come in a can like that.
So many years ago, I had a relative that worked for McKee Bakery that make Little Debbie's. They told me the oatmeal cream cookie was everything they swept off the floor after making everything else.
Really?
And they added additives to give it flavor, oatmeal flavor. The cream was real, they told me.
Ooh.
It's just junk.
Have you ever read how many calories? So if you look at an oatmeal cream pie cookie and you look at the
I
calories.
haven't eaten them since I was told that.
When you look at the back, it says calories per serving. You know how many servings an oatmeal cream cookie pie is? 4.
So you got to cut it in 4 pieces?
Yes. Otherwise, it's
A
like.
Little Debbie oatmeal cream?
Yeah, it's like
Ugh.
400 calories per serving. Maybe not 400, but I think it's like 200 per serving. So it's like 800 calories for the whole thing. I saw on Instagram where a guy took oatmeal cream pie cookies, put them in his waffle maker, crushed them down for a couple seconds, got them nice and golden, and then put whipped cream on top and eat them. We tried it. It made a friggin' mess in the waffle maker. It wasn't even edible anymore. It was horrible. All the cream just completely melts and disintegrates and sticks all over. It took me, I had to clean the waffle maker after that, and it took a while. It wasn't easy. So I would highly suggest if you see anything on Instagram, do not try to make it because it's fake. Have you ever tried to make anything you saw on Instagram?
Well, actually, I'm going to try something tonight from Instagram.
What's that?
We got this air fryer, and I've never used it.
It's good.
I'm going to try to make a grilled cheese from something on Instagram in the air fryer.
You have to let me know. I like grilled cheese. We use our air fryer to make chicken wings. Not as good as the chicken wings I made on the smoker over the weekend, but pretty good still.
The wife and kids use it. I've just never made, and I think I've had something made in it. And I just don't know.
I'm sure you have. Jody didn't buy it not to use it.
I'm not going to comment on that to keep my marriage happy.
All right. NASCAR is going to look a little different. We're going to have Kyle Busch at RCR next year. Tyler Reddick will be at 2311 next year. Noah Gragson will be at Petty GMS next year. What do you expect?
Jimmy Johnson?
Out of those three guys, Noah, Tyler, Kyle, who do you expect to run the best?
Tyler.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
And then Kyle?
I think Kyle's going to up the game over at RCR, but I don't think it's going to be instantaneous. I think by the end of the season, we'll see the results.
Yeah. I think the same with Petty. I mean, they have.
I think Jimmy and
that Jones kid, Eric Jones, has run pretty good in that car. What's the other kid's name?
He ran great in Xfinity.
Ty Dingleberry. He hasn't run good in that car at all. He basically can't even finish. Ty can't finish a race to save
Well,
his
his
life.
grandfather and father don't even want him on their team.
That should tell you something, right?
Yeah.
He's going to go drive in the 77. Landon Castle's going to go sweep the floors at somebody's shop,
think
I guess.
Grandpa decided it was cheaper to pay another team to put his grandson in it than have him drive his own equipment?
Do you know if Landon Castle's coming back to college next year?
I don't.
It is cheaper for him not to put his grandson in that car. You see how many times Ty's wrecked this year?
Every race, isn't it?
Yeah, between Austin's wreck and then Ty's wrecks, he wouldn't have anything left.
I'm surprised. Did you see Skinhouse got married this week?
He got married?
Yeah.
I saw that.
I thought he was going to marry Ty Dillon.
I saw that Landon Castle.
They're always crashing into each other.
I saw Landon Castle spun out and caused another one. Landon's pretty good about wrecking.
Well, he does give us a nice caution. Do you think the other team have a pot?
He did it last weekend, too. Remember, he was the guy who brought the caution out that set up an eventful end of Martinsville. Because that race last weekend sucked, too, until the end.
I think there's a garage pot. Did they go to these back drivers and say, look,
we're going to draw a number?
Maybe NASCAR pays them. We need a wreck around lap 299 for this 301 lap race.
So that's another question I have. Yesterday's race was 312 laps.
Thank God.
That's 300 miles in 12 miles. Why is the shortest race of the year on an oval track our season finale?
Because
we run 500 miles everywhere else.
I couldn't watch it
or 400
for 500 miles. I couldn't watch it. That's another hour.
Oh, no. I mean, not here. I couldn't either. I don't know how NASCAR watched yesterday's race and say, it's a good idea to come back here in 2023.
I haven't.
We've already put it on the flipping schedule for next year.
They need to take it off.
I think NASCAR needs to pick 5 to 6 tracks and rotate them every single year.
This is what I think NASCAR needs to do. They own Phoenix, right?
That's why they'll keep it there.
About March. No, before they go to the spring race there, they need to go, hey, we found some structural issues in the stands. We're going to move it.
Move the whole track?
Yeah. Just give me a second Homestead. Let's do it twice.
North Wilkesboro.
Right.
Yeah. Let's just run the season finale at Wilkesboro. 30,000 people is all it can seat. 30,000 people is all that can come.
Yeah, fill up.
I mean, they sold out the All-Star race already.
Charging like $200 a ticket.
400.
Jeez.
But they saw, so $400
that gives you the whole weekend though, doesn't it?
So that's not really.
That's if you bought all 3 tickets, you would.
So I think it was $299 for a weekend pass.
That ain't bad. But what if I wanted a single ticket?
They didn't offer that.
What if I just want to go to the Xfinity since it's more interesting?
There's no Xfinity there.
At the All-Star race?
No, it's just trucks.
Why not?
And late models. The Dale Jr. Cars Tour. Which I get, rumor has it, Dale Jr. and Kevin Harvick are going to go 50-50 and buy it.
I haven't seen anything else on that since that one little tweet from Elon Musk.
Elon sent that one out?
Yeah.
Is he a NASCAR fan?
I don't know. He'd probably sue us.
He'd probably make NASCAR better.
I mean, basically paid $47 billion for Twitter.
And now he's going to charge everybody $8.
Not me.
I'm okay with that.
I'm not doing it.
I probably won't either, but it depends on what I use.
Everybody I follow is also on Instagram.
So here's the thing. On Twitter, it depends on what comes with that blue check mark you pay for a month. Like, what features and benefits do I get besides a blue check mark? That's what it's going to boil down to for me.
I ain't paying $8 for a check mark. You can just figure I'm not real. I don't care.
I haven't had a check mark yet, so like I said, it just depends on what features come along with it for me. All righty. So we don't have nowhere we're going next week. But if we did, where would we not be staying at next week?
I looked at places around the world since we're not going to a track. The first one is in India, the Executive Tamana Hotel in the heart of Rajiv Gandhi Infotech Park.
Is that why you picked around the world so we would have to pronounce the names? I can say Executive.
Well, there's still Miami because it's a very worldwide area.
And that's
Tamana.
Tamana. That's what I'm going to go with.
Hotel.
Tamana Hotel. The Executive Tamana Hotel.
This is a very short review. This is not a lie. A man had went and pooed on the floor in the kids' playroom. On the plus side, the staff were so nice and kind.
Well,
were they kind about cleaning it up, or were they kind for the whole stay?
I want to know what kind of hotel you're staying in.
I looked it up. It
has a kids' playroom in it?
It's like 4.4 stars. This is a bad review of a great hotel.
Is it a big room? Like, it's multiple
I looked
rooms.
at the pictures of the rooms.
They have a kids' playroom in the hotel room.
I didn't see it in the pictures, but I'm not going to doubt this person. Do you think, is India even considered third world now?
Yeah, I think it is. India's pretty nasty.
Well, maybe you just poo on the floor in kids' playgrounds in India.
I think they do. It says playroom, not playground.
What's the difference?
Playroom is inside. A playground
It's just a room
outside.
with nothing in it for an old man to go poo?
Yeah. Maybe he thought it was a bathroom. Maybe they don't have toilets. I don't know.
Next, we're going to the Apart Hotel Miami Park.
Heck yeah. Apart.
This is the title.
Why is it?
Bad service, and we found a bean in the room. Just one bean, not beans.
What kind of bean?
It doesn't really. Well, let's read it. We don't like this hotel. We got a really bad service. We found a bean. This is just stupid. A bean. We found a bean in the room. And
Be better if you tell you what kind of bean.
When we noticed that to the personnel, they were laughing in front of us. So we got real angry.
I would be laughing my butt off if
One
you had
little
a bean. Can you believe I found a bean in my room?
We think this hotel should have 1 star, not 3. Then the hotel would have a better quality price relationship. We went to Kalia with a group. I don't know what Kalia is. I didn't Google it. And some people were located in Miami Hotel, and others were located at the Apart Hotel, Miami Park. Both hotels are directed by the same people, and both hotels are situated next to the other one. The other people in the Apart Hotel, Miami Park had the same experience. So they had a bean in their room. Maybe that's their thing. Isn't it DoubleTree that gives you a cookie?
Yeah, maybe they give you a bean.
Because they gave us a cookie at our meet. Oh, you didn't go. You were on vacation. We had a meeting at the DoubleTree last week.
Yeah, you get cookies.
They gave us a cookie there too.
That Kalia is another hotel.
So I write this review in both hotels to help users to choose their hotel and improve the quality of the services. That's this site main function. So if you can get past the bean, might be a good place to stay.
Well, I think it depends on what kind of bean it is.
Well, doesn't Motel 6 say they leave the light on?
Yeah.
So we've read plenty of reviews of Motel 6 where the lights don't work.
So maybe the Apart Hotel leaves the bean on.
Thing? Is it a jelly bean or is it a bean, the vegetable?
It's a bean. Like, how does a bean?
I don't know.
Who travels with a bean anyway? Like, you would have had to have taken the bean there.
You're going to Miami. Aren't all the famous chefs? Don't they go to South Beach to open a restaurant?
Maybe they take their own beans.
That's where Pitbull's from.
Maybe they had these beans imported, and the importer stayed at this hotel and dropped one on the way out. Except he did say his neighbor found a bean in their room too, right?
Yeah.
Same experience. Must have had a bean.
Let's reach out to Pitbull and see if he'll be on this podcast.
Maybe
I like Pitbull.
You think he knows something about the bean at the
I think Pitbull's a nice guy.
He probably owns this place. Miami.
He's Cuban. Is a bean a Cuban thing? A good luck sign? Was it a cooked bean or was it raw and hasn't been cooked yet?
That's a good question. I would think it was a raw bean, though.
It might be a good luck charm, and they just pooped all over the good luck charm by calling it getting upset with their bean.
They just gave them a bad review over a bean.
I know. I don't get it, but it was funny. I mean, as soon as I saw the title, I laughed. We found a bean in the room.
Yeah, I mean, that's just not something you... It's actually 40 weeks of this, and we've never had a bean.
It's our first bean.
Yep, we've had ghosts, we've had hillbillies, we've had moon-eyeds.
We had Asians pop out of cabinets.
Hookers.
We had sex toys in the drawer with a GoPro mounted on the dresser.
Lots of drugs.
Tons of drugs. Prostitution.
Yep.
Stains.
Fights.
Blood.
Dude jumping through windows.
Yeah.
We had that last week. We had a guy jump through a window, and then the lady said, and that's not the worst part.
I know. That's pretty bad.
No, that is the worst part. I don't care if there's feces in the floor. A dude jumping through the window is worse than that. All right, where are we going next?
Now we're going to Manchester, England. The McDonald Manchester Hotel.
I think it's Manchester.
Is it Manchester?
There's an A, not a U.
I'm not from that part of England.
No, you said Manchester. Where'd you get the un?
I watched The Monsters.
The movie?
Yeah.
Was it good?
It was funny.
I haven't watched it yet.
It was stupid, but it's funny.
Rob Zombie made it.
Yeah, he did. 666 Productions.
Sherry Moon's in it. His wife.
I don't know who she is, but yeah,
she played the wife.
The mother.
What was her name?
Mother Monster. The Monsters were way before even my time. That's like my mom's time.
Okay, I watched it as a kid on.
I watched it because it was also on TBS back when we had antennas here.
Loved it. What was the wife's name? Is it Elvira?
I want to say Mortician, but that was the Addams family, and I like them more than the Monsters.
I like the Monsters better. Herman Monster.
Grandpa was hilarious. Then they had the normal niece. That was weird.
Yeah, I never understood that.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
All right. You still said
we're at Manchester.
Man, there's
Manchester United.
There's no U.
Hotel.
Manchester.
Me and my girlfriend stayed here for one night on her birthday. We stayed in 2 other 4-star hotels previous to this night, and this one was a complete joke. They gave us a disabled room. Was it in a wheelchair? It really is a disabled room. Yeah. With handrails around the toilet.
For disabled people.
No bath either, just a room with a shower head. Hardly a happy birthday moment. After moaning at them, he must have had a good time with his girlfriend if he was moaning at them. They moved us to a room with 2 single beds. Hardly romantic. I don't know. I think that's kind of cool. You could have sex in one bed and sleep in the other. But anyway, I then moved the beds together, but found lower body disappearing between the crack in the beds every time I moved towards my girlfriend. His lower body or hers?
Well, either or would be a problem.
The heating didn't work. It was blowing cold air all night. Even though I got up twice to turn it off, it somehow turned itself back on. Haunted, maybe. We both fell ill when we woke up. Even my high volume of bodily gases was not enough to fill the room with sufficient heat.
What?
Yes. He farted a lot.
You think he used those?
Boy, we came up with these completely independent of each other.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I hope he did. For her sake. Like, I hope he used the power gas absorber and the silently fresh.
Ow. I purposely aimed to release as much methane as possible just to get one over the hotel, but it must have been absorbed by the curtains. Huh.
Yeah.
And this is English chemical warfare. British.
So maybe they made their curtains out of them.
Yeah. Wow. In the morning, we spent 10 minutes trying to find which lift takes us to the spa. Now, I thought that was weird. I Googled it. They call elevators lifts.
Oh. So he's not.
You would think we should know this. We're descended from English people.
You would think. We don't know half the things from America.
Yeah, pretty much. If anybody wants a spa hotel, be prepared for a room which is not a place for relaxation unless you enjoy unpleasant smells. But isn't that, he made those smells?
Yeah.
That's from his bunghole.
So
The cold room, which supposedly had ice crystals, smelt like a taxi cab driver's pocket.
Is that
I don't even know what that smells like. And the infrared sauna smelled like damp feet. We only spent 5 minutes in the spa, as a walk down your average UK high street in pouring rain would feel more relaxing.
Cheerio. Top.
This bloody hell!
Pip, pip.
If you are a footballer / pilot, where's this guy coming
I
from?
think soccer players are pilots also in the UK. I think it's a requirement to be
A pilot and a footballer?
at the same time.
They get paid kind of like our NFL players, don't they? $50 billion a year.
If you have to be a pilot, also probably not.
It ain't cheap to be a pilot.
I mean,
I'm attempting
That's
it.
what I'm saying. Michael Vick wasn't also a pilot on the side. Brett Favre wasn't running an airline.
Maybe
on
that's
the
what
side.
they call the captain of their team, because we call a.
Do you think Brett Favre knows how to fly an airplane? We know he knows how to run a welfare scheme.
Yeah, he just went in a scheme. He knows how to defraud the government.
He can get welfare money to buy. What did they buy? Volleyball court for his daughter.
He didn't he have enough money to do that himself?
I don't know. Don't care. I don't live in Mississippi, and I didn't pull for Green Bay, so.
Anybody who likes to think you are a VIP or wannabe gangster, then you might enjoy it. If you are an average working class person with a bald head, white van, and want to celebrate your girlfriend's birthday, then don't bother, as you will only end up in a mood.
So we know
not the proper mood.
We know he's a bald guy, and he drives a white van.
Sounds like a child molester.
Sounds sketchy.
The staff only care about the rich people. How do they know he's not rich?
Well, he's bald and showed up in a white van.
But still, how do you know he's not rich?
And she ain't got no ring on her finger, so he ain't married her. So they know. They're jumping to assumptions. They're making assumptions.
And drawing conclusions?
That's what I said.
Okay.
You knew what I meant.
The hotel is not 4-star. I looked it up. It looks 4-star. It looks nice.
Sounds nice.
It might look nice. Oh, he answered that right away, didn't he? But the service is terrible. The staff don't know what they are doing, and nobody wants to help. We have stayed in loads of hotels and have never made a single complaint before. We have read reviews on here before and laugh at how fussy people can come across, but we are genuinely serious about this one. We are a normal working class couple who just want to stay in a nice place. Big mistake.
There is nothing normal about a man who farts to warm the room.
Yeah, I mean, what the?
And hopes that the room still smells like fart after he leaves. He wanted to do wrong by the hotel by odorizing their curtains with his flatulent smells, right?
Yeah.
That's not normal.
He thought he could solve the heating issue with his anus.
Yeah.
It's the only time we ever look forward to going back to Birmingham. Now, I don't know much about Birmingham. Everything I know is from the show Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Don't want to go there. Then finally, the Wolf Run Hotel.
I think it's the Wolf Run.
Wolf Run?
Wolf Run. Say it. You got to say it sophisticated.
Wolf Run.
Sophisticatedly.
I was most disappointed by the lack of cat paw in my room.
What?
But this was partially made up by the toilet, which doubled as a floor power wash when flush.
What the heck is cat paw? What country? What country is this from?
It's England, and I Googled cat paw, and all I got were pictures of cat paws.
The lack of cat paw in my room.
The stained burn duvet and Chester, no drawers were as promised. To be fair to the place, we survived.
So the duvet, that's a cover, right?
I only put this in because I'm completely confused.
Okay, we're gonna figure this out together.
Now, I thought a duvet was that little curtain you put around the bottom of the bed so you can't see under it. Am I wrong?
I thought a duvet was the blanket that went over the blanket
on
your comforter.
Could be.
Just like the one for looks that you stuff the fluffy blanket in.
So the cover we just
The down
put off to
comforter.
the side of the bed at night, and then we
No.
have our comforter under it.
No, like the down comforters.
We call it bedspread.
We call it a blanket.
Okay.
We have a Betty. You know what that is?
Yeah.
It zips up. Zip. Down the sides, it zips up. So when I make my bed in the morning, it just literally zips. It's called a Betty. Look it up. It's actually really nice, but I love it because I can make the bed in minutes. Just zip. But no, a duvet is probably, you're probably right. We'll go with yours.
I don't know.
Chester is the dude from the Cheetos or the molester. What?
Chester and a molester, mate.
The stained burn duvet and Chester's no drawers. Chester drawers without drawers.
Maybe the Chester
That's where your clothes go.
the drawers away.
Did you look up duvet?
No.
Okay.
A Chester in your drawers. That means you've been molested, right?
It says Chester no drawers, not Chester in your
So
drawers.
they already took the underwear off.
Yeah.
That's a Chester getting ready to go.
This is a Chester drawer without drawers. I don't know, man. I'm not British.
British.
I got a clue.
You know, my ancestors were from Sherwood Forest. I completely made that up because it sounds badass.
From Robin Hood?
Yes.
Nottingham?
But we were from Nottinghamshire, which maybe that's Nottingham. That's Britishness for Nottingham.
Hey, my great-great-great-great-great-granduncle was the mayor of London.
Yeah. Lord
Carden. Sir Lord Carden.
Don't they call them lords?
Lards.
Oh, that's Scotland.
That's what we call them in the South. Lards.
Oh.
Hey, Lord. That's
What do
not
we call King Charles? King Charlie in America? If we had a king?
Chuck.
Yep, King Chuck.
Just Chuck.
Hey,
That's
Chuck.
it.
How you doing, Chuck?
Just Chuck. We don't,
That's for my Chuck, not for that Chuck.
you ever notice how when people refer to George Bush, they say President Bush, right?
Right.
President W. Bush or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When they refer to Obama, they say President Obama. Right?
I've just heard Obama.
Or Obama or President Obama. But nobody says President Trump.
No, I hear it all the time.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I don't hardly hear it. I hear Trump. I never hear President Biden.
Are you watching
I hear Joe.
Bias News?
He's the only. Joe Biden is the
Well, I
only
call him
president
Joe.
they call. That's what I mean. You've never said
I don't
Donald, George, Osama.
Well,
Not
here,
Osama.
well, this falls into a segment I was going to throw in for you. If you wanted to go and hang out in a box at a NASCAR race with the president that's living, which one would you go with?
Bush.
You know what? I think it would be fun to hang out with Obama, even though I'm a conservative. I think Osama bin Laden, whatever his name is, what's his first name? Or his first name Obama? You're right. It's always president.
I told you.
Wow. I don't know his first name.
I just realized how dumb we are.
I don't know his first name other than president. I think he would be a blast to hang out with. Actually, I would like
how George talked.
George and Obama.
I could do that. And
I
Bill.
think they would. I don't know. Bill's kind of weird.
I just think they would pick on him. I think George
you'd
and
like to
Obama.
watch him pick on him?
Yeah, I think they would just be going back and forth jabs at Bill, and he's, oh yeah.
We're talking a president that didn't have a humidor with his girlfriend, his chubby little girlfriend. So he made a humidor for his cigars.
I was in like 6th grade when all that happened. Something like that. Middle school, I think.
I
remember when the
was
O.J.
very
Simpson
young.
car chase happened. I was at school, and the teachers were they had one TV at the whole school. We're all around the teacher's lounge watching the Bronco. I don't remember the kids were probably in the hallway watching.
But my mother had surgery that day.
For
when the Bronco was flying all around?
Yeah.
Because we were sitting there in the waiting room going, what the hell?
Y'all were watching at the hospital?
Yeah.
I think it would be cool. No, I mean, if I was going to go to a NASCAR race, I would say, I think Obama and Bush together would be fun. That would be cool.
And I can't see going with Joe or Donald. What is Obama's first name, dude?
You're going to Google it.
Holy cow.
There's no way you go with Joe. Joe wouldn't know where he was at. Jill.
I can't believe I called him Osama.
Hussein.
Barack Obama. How could I forget that?
President.
I mean, I didn't agree with his policies, but I thought he was a cool dude. You know?
Oh, man, you're killing me.
Unfortunately, and George, I thought, was a cool dude. Yeah, he did cocaine and all that stuff.
George?
Yeah.
Did he really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, back when he was a governor? Or before he
No,
was a governor?
before that. He was like in the 70s.
Wasn't he in like Skull and Bones?
Yeah.
All those.
Secret
But his
Society.
dad was too, I believe.
I think it's kind of like a rich
They're part of the Bilderberg
Yale.
conspiracy group or whatever it is.
I think it's one of those rich Yale secret societies you have to belong to if you're rich and from Yale.
Yeah, I don't know.
My family ain't good. Yeah,
That's that Bohemian
they live down the road from Yale.
Grove or whatever.
My grandmother was born in the same city
As George.
well as Yale. I don't know where George was born.
Texas.
Isn't that New Haven?
I
don't know.
No idea.
I went to her funeral.
I didn't apply to any of those colleges.
I saw Yale as we were going to her funeral.
All
There's
right.
also the University of Connecticut at New Haven around the corner. For those people that don't get into the Yale, the middle class people,
Yeah,
so they can feel low.
I went to art school
I went to state.
and wrapped it up online.
I mean, I learned most in tech school than I'm learning in college. So, who's going to win next week's race?
I'm going to go with Brett Bodine.
I'm going to say your mom.
Hut Strickland.
Hut Strickland.
All right, so to close out this episode, let's kind of review 2022.
Oh, yeah, that's what this sheet of paper was, my reviews and thoughts.
Yeah, so overall, on an overall grade on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give the season?
I'm going to rank it, and I don't remember the
And why?
year, the same season where Matt Kenseth won without a win.
Yeah,
It's kind of boring.
it didn't feel like
Didn't seem right.
it ended.
No.
Like it just doesn't. Yesterday didn't feel like a finale to me.
I mean, and he didn't even win the last race. And you're like, what? What happened? Why did I waste the whole season watching this?
Well, that's just because Joey won.
Well, do you want me to run through my notes here? They're real quick.
Yeah, I mean, what are your highlights?
So my
what are your
best
lowlights?
highlights,
Your low points, your high points.
Coliseum. I had my doubts, but I loved it when I saw it. Atlanta Motor Speedway repave. I loved it.
Are you reading my sheet?
No. Shifting in the Gen 2 car, especially at the beginning. I love seeing great drivers confused. But, and it also, I can't even read my own notes. It did make 1.5 mile tracks fun again, except for Texas.
Dude, your notes are saying I'm saying word for word.
And new teams in the Cup. I think they're good for NASCAR. I think Justin Marks, he's an innovator. He's not a follower. And I feel the same way towards Ross Chastain's the next thing.
Yep.
Colic, innovators. Denny Hamlin.
23-11.
Yep. And now,
Petty GMS.
Petty GMS.
Johnson.
Silly season. Silly season lasted all year. It was great entertainment.
Yeah.
Xfinity, best of all the series. You want to do your best or you want to hear my worst?
Yeah, I'll do my best. So my first one, just like yours, the LA Coliseum. My second one, just like yours, the Atlanta repave. Then I had 1.5 miles tracks are improved except for Texas. 19 different winners. I mean, we're tied for the most. I really thought Blaney or Truex was going to pull it through for number 20, but still, 19 is pretty dang good. We had 4 first-time winners this season with Reddick, Chastain, Suarez, and Cindric. That was cool. I mean, how often does that ever happen? And then last week's move, Ross Chastain. I mean, how do you not? That's just, I mean, that's like number one. The best thing that came out of this season was Ross Chastain riding the wall in 3 and 4.
We spent 9/10 of the season hating them.
Yeah.
And then the last race, second to last race, he flipped it. He flipped the script, man.
Exactly.
It's just amazing.
So what are you guys, your low points?
Well, I had as my best point, Gen 2 car. It's also my worst point, Gen 2 car. Not that good on short tracks and super speedways. Mm-hmm. Worst part of the season, safety. We took a step backwards with the Gen 2 car. Texas Motor Speedway. It just sucks. Joe Gibbs Racing. I think Joe Gibbs Racing is at an all-low mark. I think they mishandled everything it touched this season. Everything.
It just felt that way.
Yeah, just they couldn't do anything right. And, it's horrible what happened to Coy. It's like this giant exclamation point at the end of the season, though. Just horrible. It's a horrible season. I like Martin Truex. I don't like that he has no personality. He didn't win. He should be your number 2 driver between Kyle, right after Kyle.
Definitely.
Didn't win. NASCAR. Total lack of consistency on their penalties. Tires.
Tires seem to fall off.
Yep.
Or blow or whatever it was. Not fall off. No tire fall off. So when you say tires, you say...
I mean falling off the car.
Okay, so wheel, I guess.
And, right after that, the penalty for it. The most horrible penalty you can get is for a tire falling off, but not for trying to kill Larson.
Yeah.
So that's just stupid. And, I put this down before Coy died. Ty Gibbs. I'm still going to put him on the worst, but it sucks losing your father at a young age. I added this today. Been there. I hope he grows up. Coy had his back like any father should, but he's gone. You're on your own, buddy. Is it too soon for this? No. It's just a lot to handle. But Ty has a lot more on his plate. Gramps is old, and Ty will have to take care of Uncle Joe soon. I mean, really. He has no choice but to grow up right now. None.
That business was meant to go to Coy.
So does Ty, and it opens up all kinds of questions. Is Ty going to have to leave racing?
No.
Because, look, I'm going to just put words.
I don't know. Can he? I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of things we don't know. It hasn't been announced that he's in the 18 car, is it?
No, and here's my thoughts. I saw Coy and JD. They're a little younger than me. When I was a kid, there's this Carlisle College where they used to do their preseason, the Redskins. Mm-hmm. I'd see them there with their dad. Joe Gibbs is strict, dude. I mean, strict.
No doubt.
So, before Coy died, I was thinking Coach might decide Ty is not ready for Cup racing and make him run Xfinity another. Nothing's been said.
Yeah, that was kind of... they filled the 54 already, though.
But they can field another team.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I didn't know. I don't think we've heard the announcement because of Ty's antics. And I also don't think Joe wanted it to be a distraction to Ty if it was even a done deal. Like, we don't know. We haven't. It'll be a while before we do, but at least a few weeks before we hear anything now. So, I mean, overall, what do you give it?
A 5. Because I'm just here. I got one last sentence here. I think the last time we saw a driver with this much talent and this many bad choices was Swerve Irvin. Will Ty own up to his mistakes and apologize to the whole paddock at the drivers' meeting? I hope so. I'll never be a fan, but he can earn my respect.
I agree with that on Ty. I don't think I'll ever be a Ty Gibbs fan, but
I would never wish on anyone death.
I wasn't a Kurt fan. I wasn't a Kyle fan, and they all earned it. Oh, I mean, it took them 15 years. I wanted
Denny Hamlin fan, and he earned it.
I would say it took 15 years, but so there is a shot, Ty. You've got a shot. So for my worst points, my bad low points, I gave overall car safety. I don't feel like, regardless if this is a new car or not, I think you should never take a step backwards. The new car should have been as safe, if not safer. It should have been safer than the old car.
What's sad is we heard rumors that it was not that safe.
Oh, yeah. We heard the crash test dummy died at Talladega. Now, whether that was true or not, I'm pretty sure it wasn't. But it sure did seem like they had some issues. So I had overall safety of the car. I had Kurt Busch career-ending concussion. Alex Bowman missing races because of concussions. Denny Hamlin missing the Xfinity race at Darlington because he was hurt, just sore from a hit. The Ford's catching on fire randomly. Wheels falling off the car. Whether it's I don't care if it's the team's fault, NASCAR's fault, or what. It just got old real quick. Toe links breaking. This car, this durable car, as they say, can't take a hit flush because you break a toe link if you hit it flush.
But you can rail ride it around Martinsville.
I guarantee you, he broke all 4 toe links on that one. Random parts breaking, spontaneous rain at Daytona wrecking half the field. Race control, the inconsistency in the cautions. The dang cautions coming out because somebody poofed some smoke out of a tire and nothing ever happens.
Because a guy pooed in the kids' playroom.
Yeah, I mean, it is the caution flags, the inconsistency between series. Why we don't have one race control that runs every friggin' race all year, every series.
You'd think they could save money. That's what they keep telling the car owners. Eliminate them.
If the teams have to travel, make race control travel. And you can alternate your crew. I don't care, but make it from the same batch. Like there's the race control, one consistent race control for the whole season, even if it was one for Cup, one for Xfinity, one for Truck. I don't care how you break it down. If you got 3 sets, one would bring the consistency we're all screaming for. I had Texas All-Star and Texas regular race. I had short tracks, super speedways. And
I hope this Gen 2 car is awesome at North Wilkesboro.
And I kind of put down, I said, I feel NASCAR's vision for what they want and what the fans are actually looking for are pretty far apart right now. And I mean, it just, as a fan looking in, it seems like there's a major disconnect right now between NASCAR's leadership, the teams, the drivers, the fans. Tracks, in my personal opinion, I feel like Tracks and NASCAR leadership are on the same page. I think they're in bed together. No, I mean, you know what I mean? They're like
but I feel like Marcus is an innovator.
I do too, but I think Marcus gets along fine with NASCAR because NASCAR and the Tracks are getting the biggest piece of the pot. NASCAR owns half the tracks.
But what has NASCAR done innovative with their tracks? Marcus Smith brought us North Wilkesboro.
Daytona is a beautiful facility.
It is.
So, I mean, I think
you can drop your corn dog on the floor, pick it up, and still eat it.
You could eat the bean you found on the floor at the Daytona racetrack.
It was a cooked one, but
so I just feel like that part of the season really bummed me out. The NASCAR and the drivers and the teams arguing over money, arguing over the TV money, or arguing, and then the safety arguments. I mean, all those things kind of frustrate me because it's a distraction. When we went into the playoffs, all we were talking about was safety and money. Like, as a fan, that shouldn't, I mean, of course, as a fan, we want the drivers to be safe, but I shouldn't turn it on and have to worry about their safety. I should turn it on and be entertained. And yes, I said entertained. It's entertaining. If it wasn't entertaining, you wouldn't watch it. So I'm sick of hearing on Twitter how this isn't an entertainment business. This is just as much an entertainment business as wrestling.
If you don't believe it, watch the race that happened yesterday.
Yeah, not entertaining.
Watch your Joey Logano fan.
So that's I don't want to see drivers wrecking. I don't want to see drivers getting hurt. But I want to see entertainment. I want to see hard racing. I want to see at the end of a stage or at the end of a race, guys bumping and banging to get past each other. I want to see them racing hard. And in between the end of the race and the start of the race, I want to see drivers having to hold on to their car because their tires are falling off and their cars have more power than their tires can handle. I want to see them work to drive that car in between the start and the finish. Then I want to see them race their butt off to win that race at the end.
There's a way to do that for this last race. Now, I don't know what episode, 2-3 weeks ago, maybe a week ago, Corey LaJoie said they made more money coming in 18th at Daytona than they make winning any other race the rest of the year.
Correct.
So we need a purse that big at the last race.
Yeah, I think. But
we need a big purse for everyone, not just for the
They used to advertise the purses. I think they should go back to that. I mean, dude in F1 got fined millions, $7 million fine, and it didn't matter. I mean, I'm sure it mattered, but he's like, whatever. You know, we find these guys $20,000, and it's like, oh, you got them $20,000. These guys are making millions.
Well, I'm
just saying.
I don't know how true this is, but
capitalize on it. Like, we want superstars in these cars, right? Make them superstars. Make them rock stars.
We got rock stars.
Not as many as we had.
We used to have more, but they retired.
Late 90s, early 2000s, that was rock stars. You had Carl Edwards. You had Greg Biff. Those guys have personalities.
Gordon Johnson, Dale Jr.,
Tony Stewart. You know who you got now? Nobody. You got Kyle Busch, and everybody wants to complain. No, we need Kyle Busch. He's personality.
We got Ross now.
But Ross was content being in the Final Four. I'm not okay with that. Congratulations.
I hope he wasn't content.
He said he was. Well, just glad to be there. Joey and Chase weren't.
Joey, on Stacking Pennies with Corey LaJoie, said last week they were going to win the championship. He had no doubt in his voice. He said, we're going to win the championship.
I knew he was going to win at the beginning of the day. He told his son he was going to go out and win the pole. He went out and won the pole. Come back and said, we're going to go out and we're going to win the race. And he said, I got to go out and win. I can't make myself a liar to my son.
Well, and if you win early, that gives you all that time to prepare.
Joey wanted the championship more than the other three. That's all.
True.
So, I don't know. I think that I give the season overall, I gave it a 6.
Lately you've been running lower than me, but now you're higher.
I mean, I had a lot of. Initially, I was thinking like a 2. Worst season ever. But I went back and looked.
You can't do it on just Phoenix.
Yeah. So I went back and looked. I mean, short track sucked. Or suffered. Let's say that. Short track suffered. Super Speedway suffered. But in my opinion, Atlanta was phenomenal. What we got out of Atlanta was great.
So too. And we haven't had good racing Atlanta in a while.
No, so that's what made it such a spectacular thing. So, I mean, and then the LA Coliseum, I was pleasantly surprised with how well that worked. So, I mean, there was more than a 1 when I went back and looked at it.
What are our plans as a show?
So,
and this is episode 40. I think we forgot to mention that.
Yeah. It's episode 40.
And Joey sucks. That's Brad's notes.
It says Phoenix Champ. Read it all. It says episode number 40, Phoenix Championship. Joey sucks. I don't like Joey.
He sucked like Pepsi or Coca-Cola because he won the championship.
So we are going to run the Cannonball, and we're going to run the Cannonball in February. We've decided.
I hope the Prius lasts that long.
Yeah, we're going to leave probably on the 6th, I'm thinking, something like that. But we're going to take the next 2 weeks off. We've pretty much been doing this, 40 weeks? Yeah, we actually
40 weeks straight.
Been doing it for 40 weeks straight. So we're going to take 2 weeks off, get through Thanksgiving. The Monday after Thanksgiving, we'll come back. We'll record 3.
We need to get our number 1 listener, Janet, on here.
Yeah, I've reached out to Janet. We're definitely going to have her on. We're probably going to have a couple listeners on.
Robert, F1 guy.
Yeah, our buddy Robert. Janet says she would be on. Brandon in Seattle is going to jump on with us. So we'll get a couple listeners on. I'm thinking probably in January.
What about Josh? I won't say his last name, but he said he'd never do it. Let's make him do it.
Okay. I think he would.
I think he'll do it.
Scott, my buddy Scott from Southwest Virginia, he wants to be on it.
Our Scott, our coworker.
No,
I think he'd be so entertaining to have his own podcast the next week.
Yeah. Of course, he wouldn't know how to find it. We have to walk.
We would have to produce it.
We would have to handle it all.
He once handed me his laptop, and I said, "Hey, what's your password?" He goes, "I thought you knew it."
Don't you know my password? So, yeah, we're going to take the next 2 weeks off for November. Coming back the 28th, we'll have an episode. We'll do another one the 5th of December and the 12th of December. And then I think after that, we'll take off till the first of the year.
Yeah.
Spend some holiday time with the family. But
we should record our first episode of the new year after we stayed up for 24 hours at the 24-hour Daytona.
Well, that's like 3-4 weeks into January. We need to some pre-shows to get back in it.
I'm just talking about the tiredness will be.
Oh. Well, it'd
probably be hilarious.
We can probably take our mics.
Our computers.
Yeah, we can take our setup with us, set it up in the Prius. What are we driving in the 24? Are we driving the Prius or are we driving something else?
I was kind of hoping to take one of the Porsches.
Oh, okay.
But they're old. I actually, Janet put up a question and said, what are you guys doing in the off season? And I said, maintaining my 2 old cars. It does take a lot of time.
So on the show, though, what we'll do is we talked about a lot of different things. We'll definitely keep doing hotel reviews, and we'll do gift reviews till we run out of gifts.
Gift reviews are very important for the next month.
Yeah, at least through the December.
Up until they'll tell us on the news what our last day to buy Prime is.
I think the
butt pads.
The bad gas eliminator, the discreets would make good stocking stuffers.
You met Bo at the 24 Hours of Daytona? Do you know he's addicted to garlic?
Really?
Thinking of buying that for him.
And giving it to him at 24 hours?
Yeah, just say, Bo, look, I know it's belated Christmas, but this will help your garlic issues.
Who brought these for you?
He claims he never catches colds because of how much garlic he does.
Oh, man. That's nasty.
And he's never been bitten by a vampire either.
That's nasty. Well, we got no fantasy stats, nothing like that. So that's all I got this week. Got anything else?
No, other than thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Thank you for 40 episodes. Greatly appreciate when you share our show on social media. Check us out on Spotify. Make sure you rate us. Follow us on Twitter. We're at Car Backwards.
Did you say rate us?
Rate us. Yeah, got that rate us. Send Jamie an email that he doesn't have a password to. It's racecarbackwardspod@gmail.com.
And then go ahead and DM me on Twitter.
So he knows that you sent him an email that
before he lawn charges you for it. I'm on Instagram. I just don't look at it very often.
Go to his Twitter page and look at his profile picture. That's from the 24 Hours of Daytona.
You can go to Facebook and see my account I lost because they said it wasn't me even after I sent them a copy of my driver's license.
Yeah, like 4.
Do I? No, my son's name's James, too. I have a cousin, James.
No, I mean, you have 4.
You need to do Macon James. Macon James. So I have my political one, too, which I forgot the password to.
Make sure you subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcast and leave us a review and check out our website. We're at racecarbackwards.com. Other than that, that's all I got for you. Have a great week, everybody.
Bye.
See ya. Thanks for listening to a race car spelled backwards.